Imagine a disease so deadly it wiped out nearly half of Europe's population in just a few years. No one knew how it spread. No one knew how to stop it, and panic swept across continents like wildfire. Welcome back to Viral Education, where we dive into the mysteries of history and uncover the truth behind the world's most pivotal events. Today, we're answering the question, why was the Black Death so deadly? Let's jump in. What was the Black Death? The Black Death was a catastrophic outbreak of bubonic plague that struck Europe, Asia, and North Africa in the mid-14th century, peaking between 1347 and 1351. Caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, it was likely spread through fleas that lived on black rats, common stowaways on trade ships. So why was it so devastating? It wasn't just the disease, it was the conditions. Medieval cities were overcrowded, filthy, and ripe for an outbreak. Sanitation was almost non-existent. Trash and human waste were dumped in the streets. Rats thrived and fleas followed. The 14th century was a time of increasing trade and travel. Ships carried more than just spices and silk. They also carried disease. As trade routes connected Europe, Asia, and Africa, the plague followed, jumping from port to port with terrifying speed. Three forms of the plague. The Black Death wasn't a one-size-fits-all illness. It came in three terrifying forms. Bubonic, the most common, causing painful swollen lymph nodes or buboes. Septicemic, spread in the bloodstream, often fatal within hours. Pneumonic, spread through the air, highly contagious and deadly. Doctors at the time had no idea what caused the plague. They blamed everything from bad air to divine punishment. Treatments were ineffective and often made things worse. Without antibiotics or knowledge of germs, people were helpless. It's estimated that 75 to 200 million people died worldwide. In Europe alone, up to 60% of the population perished. Entire villages were wiped out. Social structures collapsed. It changed the course of history. The plague didn't just kill, it transformed society. Labor shortages led to better wages for peasants. The rigid feudal system began to crumble. And in the aftermath, medicine began its slow march toward modern science. The Black Death was one of the deadliest events in human history, not just because of the disease itself, but because of the world it invaded. A perfect storm of ignorance, filth, and connectivity turned a deadly bacteria into a civilization-shaking catastrophe. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Got a topic you want us to cover next? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, understanding the past is the first step to not repeating it